It is dark. Why is that? Can I please have more light? Hello? Okay, I guess I have to do it myself. So here we go. That's a lot better. So let's do that intro again. Great to have you on the channel. Today's Maven is what I go by. You probably already know that I'm a broadcast journalist and that this channel is all about life hacks, inspirational stories, and tutorials. So I'd appreciate if you did click that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and take a step further and activate that notification bell so you never miss another video. Today I thought to talk to you a little bit about elections, and you probably are asking, elections, what has that got to do with me? But it's good that we talk about elections, and if you have been part of elections, or if you have participated in elections, you will know how important that is, and how very crucial and life-changing that can be, and how that anything could go wrong. We have seen countries where elections went totally wrong and what happened afterwards. Anyway, I want to talk about the elections that held in Nigeria in the month of February and March this year, 2019, and there's a reason for that. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, which is the body which oversees, conducts, and manages elections in the country, is having a review. So essentially, they're coming together with stakeholders and all of that to sort of review the processes and everything that happened during the elections, with the view to correct, improve, make suggestions, know where things went south and how that can be corrected, all of that stuff. But as someone who actually covered the election, I think I have earned the right to talk a little bit about the things I personally would like to see changed and improved upon. So like I was saying, you know, your girl is a broadcast journalist. That means I report. So I did cover the elections in one of the states. That was for the governorship elections. I was in River State with my buddy and colleague Tommy.
Right here.
Just arrived in Port Harcourt.
Just arrived.
And yeah, we're gonna go pick up our luggage and then
the aircraft was a bit shaky when we wanted to land, but we are here.
It's all good.
It's all good.
We were in River State, Port Harcourt to be precise, Port Harcourt, River State. And for the presidential election, I was in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, the seat of power. That was another interesting moment for me. But I was able to observe closely and firsthand of the things that happened. Some things good, some not so good, some downright bad, no. But we're here now, and if we want to improve, we have elections coming up in 2023, so every stakeholder wants an improved process. We want to see things move along. We don't want to keep having the hitches that we had in the past election and the previous one before that. We had a lot of international and foreign independent observer missions to the country who were also here to observe the elections, and they all had their bit to say, and you can check up, you know, on their findings. Everything has been recorded and documented. Recommendations have been made. Whether those recommendations are going to be taken seriously is another matter. But let's get back to the review. I can tell you that it wasn't all smooth. I just want to really mention some of the things which will be good if we can pay closer attention and sort of try to not make that same mistake in the elections that are coming in 2023. First of all, it is on record that the 2019 general elections in Nigeria was featured with voter apathy. That means that a lot of voters didn't want to vote, or they were afraid to vote, they were too tired to vote, they have had it and they were just not interested. Whatever the reasons, there were so many people that did not vote. Some would tell you they were not able to get their permanent voters card, which was another entire issue on its own. And later on we had reports like we had XYZ thousands of PVCs sitting in some INEC office in some states, and wondering, you people, why are you not coming to pick up your PVCs? Well, if you had made the process of distributing the PVCs easier, maybe more people would have gotten their PVCs, but that's just me speculating, right? Okay, so let's move on. So there were a lot of people who did not vote because there was a lot of intimidation. People were actually threatened not to come out, or threatened to persuaded to vote for another political party that is not the one that they wanted to vote for. And so they decided not to vote altogether. Other people, so there were different reasons like that, and that was one. Secondly, during the elections proper, I observed that in one of the polling stations, it was overcrowded. Now, first up, it is clear, and from observation we know, that more people vote in the hinterlands than in the cities, like in the metropolis. For some reason, more people vote in the hinterlands, in the villages. That's where people vote. So this particular polling unit that I visited and that I covered was totally overcrowded.
All right, so accreditation and voting is currently ongoing. Right now we are here at Nugbe Primary School under Kabusa Ward, and you can see a beehive of activity. You can see crowds. As a matter of fact, we dare say that it's getting a little unruly here.
Even while I was talking, I had this constant concern that I was going to be overrun any moment from now. It was just too crowded. You could barely hear. It was bad. It was really, really bad. In one small space, it was a primary school, if I'm correct, you had over 13 polling units within one polling station. It was rowdy. People kept complaining that some card readers were not working. It was a whole chaos. That's what best describes it. And then when we went to the metropolis, by the time we got there, they were pretty much done voting. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is nice, this is cool. Okay, so we here at the AP Plaza in Wuse 2, where voting apparently went very peaceful, very smoothly. People were sitting and just it was just calm, cool, and obviously less people came out. So if I may suggest that we give more space in the hinterlands where more people vote, so that we don't have so many people cramped up in one small space trying to cast their vote, because that is the best recipe for chaos and anarchy, and we don't want that. So let there be more polling units set up in these hinterlands where that more people are likely to vote. Secondly, can we really do something about the violence? Now, a lot of times you just know that something is brewing. You just have this feeling that something is up, and it shouldn't be so. Some people lost their lives in this election for absolutely nothing. Sad, but it happened. When we were in Port Harcourt, as you know, and I saw firsthand, there was a heavy military presence. We had to make sure that at all times we were adequately kitted, had all our gear, our tags on, our vests on, everything that identified us as proper journalists who were in the state to cover elections. And on the last day, just when we thought, okay, one more assignment to wrap up, which is the going to the collation center where all the results from the different rack centers within the states were being collated, and then of course the announcement of the official announcement of the results from each wards and local governments and all of that. You probably heard on the news that there was this skirmish between the military and the police at the INEC headquarters in Port Harcourt, River State. Well, yours truly was there, and I got my own share of tear gas. Okay, well, the tear gas wasn't exactly thrown at me. I mean, we were just there minding our business, wanting to do our work. But when that skirmish happened, shots were fired in the air and tear gas was released. And let's just say your girl's eyes teared up. I think that qualifies for having been tear gassed. That's not even funny. I guess what I'm trying to say is that 2023 is closer than we think, and we must begin now to ensure and insist that the proper reforms, the proper changes, the things that went totally wrong during the last elections are addressed and just addressed. So while the review is going on, I just thought to also add my little contribution to that review. That's pretty much it. So if you liked the video, or if you have some comments, things you want to see improved upon, amended, please, by all means, drop me a comment in the section below. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for your comments and your likes. I totally appreciate it. I'll be back with another video soon. But remember that life is beautiful only when you know how to live it. I'm Zoe Maven. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.